You know, I tried avoid I tried to avoid making this video, but you know what? I just can't just steer away from it because quite frankly, this is getting ridiculous. I watched Truth Slayer's video on New Way Out, and I have to say I am literally baffled by the ratings that he gave it. I watched Oliver's video, and I have to say, Oliver is the only one who reviewed this show that I had any kind of agreements with. Any kind. And I agree with mostly everything Oliver said. This is just going to be a thoughts video. There's not going to be any ratings for this pay-per-view or for this match. Well, for the pay-per-view I'll rate, but for the matches, there ain't going to be no ratings. Let's just get over this pay-per-view. The first match, you had the WWE title match. I always get the two titles mixed up, but it was the SmackDown one first. Everyone was kind of suspicious as to why this match was first, seeing as this one looked more unpredictable than the others. Which it did in some ways in the beginning. Until, let me just name the participants. You had Edge, you had Jeff Hardy, you had Big Show, you had The Undertaker, you had Triple H, and you had Vladimir Kozlov. Alright, this match was good at best. I don't see where 4 stars comes in. Maybe 3.5, maybe 3.25, but not 4 stars. That's just overhyping the match because, quite frankly, the beginning of the match, you had Jeff Hardy and Edge going at it, just hyping the match. And what happens? A few minutes into it, Edge gets eliminated. Now, at the time, I think it's funny, but if you look prospectively at it, it was stupid. Because then, it was too predictable on who was going to win. It was Triple H, of course. Triple H was going to win, hands down. There was no question about it. But anyhow, you had this good match with some spots once The Undertaker and Triple H came into play. Because there was no way Jeff Hardy was going to make Vladimir Kozlov look good. The Big Show looked like the Big Show. He wasn't any different than he is now. I mean, I'm not going to hate on the Big Show, but again, how is the Big Show going to look really good when he's facing Vladimir Kozlov? This match was pretty slow at first. It started to pick up, especially with Undertaker and Triple H, which is what gave it the 3.5 stars. I seriously think if Triple H and The Undertaker didn't come into this match would have been piss poor. Because without them, this match was boring as fuck. Nothing extreme was happening. And that's what bothered me about the chamber matches. Neither one made the match look like carnage. I mean, go check out the first one. That match, whether they actually got hurt or not, at least the match looked like a serious carnage where you went into that match, you were not going to come out the same person. This match just did not defy that at all. I mean, there was very few spots that were worthwhile that made this match look like, wow, if I got in there, I would literally die. Or I could die. But I don't know. But I contradicted myself when I rated the match, so whatever. Anyhow, the next match, Randy Orton versus Shane McMahon. Now, this is where I really got pissed off. Why are they allowing Shane to get this much offense? I mean, this was a time where Shane should have just gotten the beating of his life. Because you've got Randy Orton, who needs to look legitimate against either Triple H or whoever's going to win the world title, which I'll get onto later. It's like, alright, have him destroy Shane McMahon. What do? they allow Shane to have as much offense as they can. Not only that, Shane actually looked just as good, if not better, than Randy Orton in this match, making it seem like that Shane should have won. The only reason he didn't win was because Orton came out of nowhere with the ultimate RKO. This was pathetic. It really was. I mean, as good as a match of it is, if you look at the match without the storyline involved, it's a good match. Not great. Or maybe, I shouldn't say. It was okay. It was 2 3/4 stars. Again, I'm rating, but fuck. As far as the storyline purposes go, the booking absolutely was pathetic. I mean, Orton looking worse coming out of this, actually making it seem like Shane was the better man. I mean, Shane, out of all people. So if Randy Orton could just barely beat Shane, how am I supposed to believe that he's going to beat someone like Triple H? It's not going to happen. You have Finlay and Jack Swagger. Like anybody gave a shit. This was pretty boring. So there you go. I don't really need to get into detail with this. I mean, Finlay and Jack Swagger was just boring. Much like the last match, Jack Swagger didn't really get me into the match at all, which is why I don't see the big deal in Jack Swagger. WWE is just pulling another Bobby Lashley, taking somebody who has no interesting factors to them whatsoever. Although, Jack Swagger does have that smile that he has that could piss you off, if you want to go there. So he has something that can go for his heel run, but other than that, there's nothing appealing about Jack Swagger to me, except that he's just another young talent who has this huge-ass lisp. Alright, that's just being overcritical, but the whole point is he's not appealing, this match was not appealing, and now Christian is going to probably go up against Jack Swagger at WrestleMania 25 for the title. Which Jack Swagger might go over, since they're really pushing him hard. You had JBL versus Shawn Michaels, which again, another boring match. This, no one liked the storyline. Well, very few people liked the storyline. They're glad it's over. In some ways, I'm glad it's over. But in some ways, I'm not, because then it's going to lead to HBK versus Taker Mania, which I've said time and time again, I don't think it should happen. But of course, it's going to happen, because there's a lot of idiot fans out there, but anyhow, this match was, again, boring. And this is a Shawn Michaels match. And JBL, while it may be JBL, he's not exactly the worst wrestler on the roster. I mean, it's not like JBL hasn't been in a good match before, because he's had good matches in the past. I don't see why this match was that boring. But anyhow, enough of that. So you have 3 bad matches. You had 1 good match that was saved thanks to Triple H and The Undertaker. Alright, so now we'll get to the 5th match, final match, too. The World Heavyweight title match. You had Rey Mysterio, Mike Knox, Kane, John Cena, Chris Jericho, and Kofi Kingston. No, wait, no Kofi Kingston, because Edge comes out of nowhere, beats the shit out of Kofi, and is somehow in this match. Why? I don't know. I did not see Raw tonight. I recorded it, so if anything, if I watch Raw and it does interact with how Edge got into this match, I will detract the statement in an annotation or in the description. But for now, that didn't make any sense either. It's like, what? I mean, it was cool at first, but then the minute that happened, you knew Edge was going to win. There was no other way about it. There was no other way. Even with someone like Cena in that match, I knew Edge was going to win, hands down. Because why would they put him in there? Why would they allow him in there? As far as the match goes, it was good, but again, it lacked the fact that this match should be a carnage or a train wreck. Does it have to have blood and guts and all that? No, but they barely made this match or the cage seem like something that would be so threatening. Ray was like WCW Ray. Well, I may agree this is one of Ray's best performances in a while. This was not WCW Ray. I'm sorry, this just wasn't. As far as the other combatants go, I mean, Chris Jericho was the usual Chris Jericho that we always see. John Cena was in there for about maybe a total of 2 minutes, so you can't really judge him on how he was. And you had Mike Knox, who was in there for a very short time. I think this should have been, he should have been in there a little bit longer, since if you're going to push this guy, you should at least show us how he is the guy to fear, if you will. Kane was Kane as usual, and then Edge was the usual. This match was just good at best. Probably worse than the first match, I would say, because this was no 5 stars. I'm sorry, Truth Slayer. I don't know where you got that rating. I don't know if you were drinking that day, or if you, I don't know. That to me is just baffling, that you would give that match 5 stars, because there was nothing about it that really gave me that told me that this was better than the first match. Because I wonder how you would rate the first Elimination Chamber match, because that match was an example of why I think this match is poorly booked nowadays. Because the first match was booked great. It made the match look like a carnage, and the overall match was good. This was not. Overall, I give this pay-per-view a 4 out of 10, because the 2 Elimination Chamber matches barely delivered. Just barely. Whereas the other 3 bored me to death. Well, okay, I won't say Randy Orton and Shane bored me to death, but it really pissed me off on how they booked it to make Randy Orton look like a pathetic weakling. I'm sorry, this pay-per-view was piss poor. I don't get where all these 9 out of 10s are coming from. This pay-per-view was not even close to that. I would say this is a 4 out of 10. Nothing exciting came out of this pay-per-view except the fact that, oh wait, Edge lost the title again after winning it 3 weeks ago, and now he's got an 8th title reign. What, is he going to lose this within 3 weeks at WrestleMania, or a month? Ooh, whoop-de-doo. Can't wait for that. Is this going to show that Randy Orton just doesn't have what it takes to go up against Triple H? This should have been a perfect time where he could have kicked Stephanie in the head, too. But they didn't do that, because something tells me there's an ego problem where they're not going to allow him to go over Stephanie or go over Triple H. It just does not. I don't know. I hated this show. I'm sorry. I'm going to get so much hate for it. I don't give a fuck. See you later.